Of course. You know, I did a paper, we did the Benue Declaration last month, I think. And my paper was the germination of the conflict generation. And yes, there is no way that you'll have a country where most of the children, if you add our numbers to that in the Northeast, and every other child in Nigeria that has seen all this, if you add our numbers, yes, in at least 50 years, I don't think we're going to have a country, and not based on, you know, factors like Biafra and the rest, no. Just the fact that these people, all they know is trauma and war. You know, we grew up going to school and doing this and that prepared us for where we are now. But no, these children grow up in war, like that's all they know. And when they grow, they will manifest. Is Nigeria prepared for that? No. There's no psychological anything for these kids. So yes, where we're heading to is a very dangerous place.
So from your perspective, I mean, looking at the danger in this, you know, in this angle, the fact that if this trajectory is not changed, if this course is not changed, what we could be seeing in the future will be far more dangerous.
Of course.
I pointed to the fact that, you know, the guest who spoke before you is much older. He had seen a time when it was peaceful and is perhaps wondering, what is the cause of this right now? All you have seen in your 30 years of existence, or perhaps less, is the fact that, you know, is this distrust of, you know, of neighbors, of not knowing, you know, who really is your friend, who will not come and attack you in your sleep. So from your perspective, looking at the solutions, because it cannot continue to go on like this, what do you think the solutions will be?
I think first things first, it's quite amazing that another life has been lost. I think in some countries, if these were dogs, you know, figuratively heads will roll, you know, people will be fired, things will happen. But these are humans, and another day, another life lost. And then we have this lackadaisical, oh, our men are going to the scene, this is going to happen, and that is going to happen, you know. I do not think our security agencies in the first place are doing enough, because if they were, no life will be lost. That is actually doing enough. One life is failure. One life is absolute failure on every level. And this is not just one life, this is 13. And counting. And when they say injured, don't think that, oh, the person just fell and, you know, no, we're talking about cuts and all that. So those ones are in danger of losing their lives. We have people who we had to pay for their amputation. You know, this is absolute failure. Why are people not getting sacked over this? Why are people not losing positions over this? I think that's the first thing for us to look at. Why? Why are you people not doing what you're supposed to do? Because if Nigeria was doing what it's supposed to do, if the government is doing what it's supposed to do, we won't be having this conversation. So first things first, we can talk about all the peace and all that, but if you're not protecting lives, we can sign everything. Like I said, you have had this conversation before. I would just be regurgitating what another person has said. You have had this conversation.
We must talk solutions, and we will come back after this break and we will talk about them. Do stay with us. Well, Ndi Kato, a resident of Kaduna and also a social worker, is still with us in the studio. We were talking about, or we said when we come back from the break, we will talk about solutions. Yes, ma'am. Because we must find solutions.
Yes, we must.
You've heard there the Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State. He says that the residents must be willing to embrace peace. Do you think that the people of Kaduna are ready for peace?
Of course, the people of Aso were just going about their daily business. I don't think the day this thing happened, they were with knives and sticks. No, they were living peacefully. Peace is our way of life. It's not something that you wake up every day and sellotape to your forehead, oh, I'm embracing peace. No. They were doing what they were supposed to do for that day, not minding any other person, not going into the bushes to look for anyone's trouble, not going to cause ruckus anywhere. They were living peacefully while they were.
Do you think that, you know, when people say, oh, they've killed my people, I mean, oftentimes at the bottom of that, there could be a tendency for revenge. You know, when people are attacked, it might not be now. We can sit and talk all we want, but then people still say, what is in my mind, I will still do. And maybe that's what we see resulting in deaths in Aso.
It's only common sense. Again, I'll speak for my people and what we're going through. It's only common sense that after we've been pushed and pushed and pushed to the wall, the person may want to push back. We are peaceful people. Southern Kaduna people are always very peaceful. You come to our land and it's, I call it heaven. We have everything we need. You know, some crops you find in the Niger Delta is out in Kaduna. We have basically everything. We're part of the communities that feed the nation. So we're not struggling for anything. We're not trying to collect anything from anybody. Peace is our way of life. We just go to our farms, live our normal lives, and just carry on. So there's no thought of, oh, we're going to go and do this today to get rid of so and so. No, these people just want to live their lives. We're not. I would say that if Nigeria continues like this, yes, that entire place will be up in flames, you know. But you can also see that the killings have happened here, 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 and here, and so far, you know, that region has been relatively contained to just us still dying. So it does mean that these people are very peaceful people. If you say, oh, we should live in peace, again, I'll say, what have we done out of the line of peace? We have protested, we have come on air, there's really nothing. We'll have these meetings, you know, when they call for this peace agreement, we will sign and our elders will show up, and then the next day killings will happen again. So I don't know what other form of peace they want us to embrace. If there's any new form of it that we have not tried out or is alien to us, I think they should suggest, but we're living peacefully.
So from your perspective then, what do you think the solutions are?
I'll talk of immediate solutions, you know. There's a deliberate attempt to suppress any moves to protect ourselves. We're not getting enough protection from the security agencies. We're not getting enough protection from the Nigerian state. And when our people move to form, you know, vigilante groups to protect our little our villages, they are disarmed. You know, the boys are picked up, they're arrested, and it just doesn't work like that. This doesn't compute to me. How are you failing to protect and then stopping people from protecting themselves? So for me, to stop people from dying right now, first things first, please, can you let us protect ourselves? It's not too much to ask. You can't tell us to just sit and wait to die. And then we'll ask for seriousness on the part of the government, sincerity, you know, and seriousness. We have the state governor and his utterances. I would say they are not helping at all. They are very divisive and they are not helping. I'll also say that I would prefer a lot of sincerity on his own part. We don't want this. We don't, you know, it's not a party thing. It's not, pardon me. It's not a party thing. Let us have some sincerity.
Well, Ndi Kato, a social worker and also origin of southern Kaduna, we have to say thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily, and our condolences to the people of southern Kaduna and Kaduna in general. Thank you so much. Well, Sunrise Daily will continue in just a moment. Do stay with us.